If you've been living under a rock lately, you may have missed the Byron Allen Breakfast Club interview, and it's by far the best interview that I have seen in such a long time. I mean, this man is dropping gems and information all within an hour and 15 minutes. So if you have not seen that video, stop here, go watch it, and definitely come back because I really want us to have a conversation about the difference between Black ownership and Black targeting. Like, it is completely two different things. And we're also going to discuss the exception to the rule. And so, yeah, if you're interested in learning about this, keep on watching. And yeah, let's get started.
Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so Black ownership versus Black targeting, right? A lot of times we are so content that people are creating products and they're creating services and they're creating, media that is targeting us, and we see us and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is just we're going in the right direction. But the issue with Black targeting is that we do not control our own narrative. Someone else is scripting that narrative for us and just hoping for the best. And one of the things that Byron Allen said in his interview that for me was a game changer, he was speaking to a white colleague or a white friend. I don't remember what the exact relationship was. And basically he said, hey, how would you feel if I owned 100% of how your white daughter is portrayed in the media? How she is supposed to grow up, her ideals? How would you feel if I had 100% ownership of that? And the man responded, no, I would not be okay with that. And we have to understand, right, that having someone else controlling our narrative limits what we see, and it limits our beliefs. We constantly see ourselves as sidekicks, or, oh, we can work at this company, but we can never own this company. We can rent this house, but we can never own this house. There is a huge difference, and we really need to start investing in our own community. We need to really put Black ownership at the forefront, because that is the only way that we are going to see real change. And I think what really made me so upset about that interview is that these companies, Charter and Comcast, they have the audacity to challenge our civil rights when it no longer benefits them. And that is the issue with Black targeting. When someone else owns your voice, you become a non-relevant factor once you are no longer doing what serves them, right? When you are messing with their money, when you're challenging their ideals, when you're being, against the norm, that's when they have an issue. And the fact that we are supporting them, they're targeting us, right? And they have the audacity to be okay with taking our money, but the minute that we challenge them on something that is not right, they want to take our civil rights, they want to take our voice back. That is a huge issue. That is a huge issue. And I can't believe that we're not really talking about this issue. It's kind of being swept under the rug. And this is really crazy because it could set us back to 1866. And I've never been to 1866, and I ain't trying to be back in 1866. So this to me is just like insane that, even the video, the Breakfast Club video, it kind of garnered about 1 million views. And I've seen very interesting content from Breakfast Club that got way more views than that. And I think we really need to like pay attention as to what's going on, because November 13th, which is right around the corner, could change our lives forever. And I think that this is so important that we really have this conversation and start talking about this and, figure out how can we really be included, right? And being targeted to, having someone take money out of our community is not being inclusive. We need to figure out how we can be included in economic inclusion, because we're really not. The second part that I really want us to focus on is the exception to the rule. And a lot of times we put this exception to the rule, right? Which means the people who were really making ways out of no ways and making success, we make that the golden rule. And what happens when we do that is that we kind of put a blind eye to the fact that there are cracks and there are holes in the system, and that the system has set us up to not succeed. When we glorify these exceptions to the rules, and granted, like, I love these type of stories, right? Because it's inspiring. It makes you want to like get up and do something. And that's great. That's amazing. But I think it's also important for us to realize that we need to look at the system as a whole, and we need to figure out how to close the wealth gap, because these 5 people can't do it alone. And one of the things that Byron Allen kind of focused on is through education and access to capital. And while I think education is okay, I think traditional education is a very interesting concept. I'm not even gonna go on my little rant on education, but I think there's other forms of education that is important, right? So mentorship, advocacy, those types of education is so important, and those type of opportunities are so important that we are not really having access to those things, because ultimately you have to know what role you're playing in society, right? You have to know what your position is. And when you don't have mentors who've been through it, if you don't have advocacy in, you know, your job, your career, you don't really see the hidden rules, and you're ultimately playing a game to fail. And it's so important for us to find these, whether again it is in entrepreneurship, or it's in the classroom, or it's, you know, in your career, to basically make it a little bit easier to get to the other side. And one of the things that, you know, Byron Allen mentioned was all of the people who were mentoring him and who were, you know, giving him like insights on the industry and who were giving him opportunity. It is so important to receive opportunity, because someone has to believe in you. I hate the term of self-made. There's no such thing as self-made. You have to have customers, unless you're printing your own money, right? You have to have customers, you have to have mentors who believe in you. All of these Fortune 500 CEOs, all of these like company owners, they all have mentors and people advocating for them, board of directors, people helping them make crucial decisions in their lives. And we don't have access to that. And I think while access to capital is important and we need that, we also need the second fold, which is that mentorship, that advocacy, so that we are able to set ourselves up for success. So that is, you know, just my views, my thoughts. Would love for you to chime in on the conversation. I think it's so important for us to have like an open dialogue about this. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully Byron Allen is watching this video too and will pay my student loans. But until then, we'll just see you in the next one. Deuces.